Hi everyone, in this video we're going to talk about references to variables. Before we can create a reference, we actually need to create a variable that we can use to make another reference refer to it. So I'm going to create an integer variable named age, and I'm going to assign it a value 30. Okay, now I'm going to create my reference. To declare a reference, you can specify the data type, so integer, followed by the ampersand, and then give it a name. So I'm going to give it a name and age, and I might put the word ref just to help me remember later on in my program that this is actually a reference. So when you declare the reference, there is one point to remember or to keep in mind, which is really important, is you actually need to initialize it on the same line as you declare it. Okay, because if you only declare it, the compiler will, if you only declare it like this, the compiler will complain. Now let me show you what happens when I compile this code. It's got no issues at all. But if I actually do not initialize my reference, let's compile it, and you'll notice that the compiler is complaining and it says that it's declared as a reference but it's not initialized. So with references, there is one point to keep in mind, is as soon as you declare your reference, you actually need to initialize it. So this is really important, because that's the whole point of a reference, is you want it to actually refer to another variable. So basically it will refer to the variable age. Okay, now to use the reference, so let's see the content of a variable. So the first one is just the age, and to actually use the reference, you can simply just use it just like any other variable, and you don't have to specify the ampersand each time. So you can simply just display the value of your reference just like you would with any other variable. So what happened here, let's just compile this and run it. So here's our output. So we basically have the value 30, and this is a reference to age, which is also 30. Okay, so an age ref is simply just another name to age. And in memory, we have not created two variables. There's actually just one, which is age, and we have a reference to age. So that's simply what is happening. Okay, now if I give age a new value, so say 33, and I display these values again, basically we will have a new value for both the age and of course the reference. So let's compile and run. And so now we've basically just changed the value of age, but because we have a reference to age or another name to age, which is an age ref, then that is pretty much referring to the same memory location. So we basically can access age through the reference or through the variable itself. And the same thing is if I actually change the value of the reference, and so basically this is pointing to the same memory address of age, so the changes will also happen to age as well. So I'll just show you what I mean. And now we'll compile and run. And so here is what's happening, is if I've changed the value of the reference, so what the reference is pointing to, which is the same memory address as age, so they both basically change. So I hope this helps you get the idea of a reference, and I'm gonna have another video right after this to speak a bit more about this, so stay tuned.